Today, I'll be showing you the top 10 coins I currently have in my collection, so let's crack on with it. First up is the 2022 1-ounce silver Britannia. This is included because I just love the size of the amount of silver. It's my biggest piece of silver I own. It's got a lovely design with all the security features, and all in all, it's just a nice, shiny, good-looking coin. Next up is the Cartwheel 2 pence, and I have to say, I think this is one of my top 3 because I just love the size of this coin. It's a 2-ounce coin made of copper, very thick, and it has lovely condition and quality, my example at least, for the age. It is also from the reign of George III, who's a famous monarch and has a very nice portrait on this example here. Next up is my one and only hammered coin. This example being a 1579 threepence from the reign of Elizabeth I. This coin is in fairly decent condition after almost 500 years of being around, and it just makes you think, where has it been over all those 500 years? It's quite nice quality, as I said, and there you can see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth on the back, which is quite cool, as she's another famous monarch, and it's cool to have an example of history from her time period. The next entry is kind of a double entry because it's two sovereigns. Well, one half sovereign, the 1992 at the top, and one full sovereign, the 1980, in the slab. Now, everybody loves sovereigns, and I would be wrong not to include some sovereigns in this top 10 video. Here's the obverses, and again, the portraits in gold are always so much nicer than on just pennies or farthings. Next up is this, Maundy Threepence from 1713, meaning it's from the reign of Queen Anne. Back in those days, it was the actual monarch who handed out Maundy money, meaning that this coin, this exact piece of silver, was touched by Her Majesty Queen Anne, the very queen who united the United Kingdom and created the UK as we know it today. And there's a lovely portrait of her on the back of the coin as well. Next up is the 1951 Festival of Britain crown. Now this example is in absolutely lovely condition, and the size of the coin really highlights the Benedetto Pastrucci George and the Dragon design, which you can see on sovereigns. I love the design, and in this size, it's just a really nice coin, especially with a lovely portrait in good quality. If the video was ordered from worst to best, this would probably be the worst. It's a nice coin, again, the same lovely design, this time just in gold, and I'm sorry, but I love gold, and this is just why it's on the list. It's a 1/10 ounce Britannia, and a lovely coin. It's also a £10 coin, which is quite a funny denomination. Next up is an 1891 Florin, and there's 3 reasons why I absolutely love this coin. First up is the design. The design is absolutely beautiful, and one I've always liked. And the quality of this exact example is also amazing, and only adds to that lovely design. And finally, it's the toning. I think silver, 925 sterling silver, tones in a beautiful way, and the colour, the feel, the design, the condition of this coin really just bring it together and make it one of my favourite examples in my collection. It's also a nice example of the Jubilee head. Next up is a 1758 shilling. This is an early milled coin, meaning it's sort of almost a halfway point between hammered and milled coins, although it is technically milled itself. Now, this coin is just beautiful. Great condition, great design, great toning, all these things again. And to be honest, it's just the condition of an example from this far back, from the reign of George II. All the shields there from England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, France, because we had France at the time, and the shield of the House of Hanover, George II being a Hanoverian king. And there is his portrait. Isn't it just lovely? It's a really, really nice coin, especially in person, and it's just one of my favourite examples of my collection. Lastly is this. It's an 1817 George III half crown. There's so much detail on this coin. At the bottom there's a little George and the Dragon. There's all the rings of different detail and the shield in between. There's a crown on the top. And the more you look at this coin, the more details you see. On the obverse here we have the bull head portrait of George III, which is quite a collectible portrait of George III. And there's the date there from 1817. This piece is nicely sized as a half crown, and just that design on the front really attracts me to this coin. But do let me know which is your favourite coin of the ones you've seen here today. Let's have a little overview of my top 10 coins in my collection currently. Gold, silver, copper, British coinage is a thing of beauty. And as we zoom out here and take in the awe of such an amazing and historical collection, I think I'm very lucky to have these 10 coins in my collection. As I said, comment down below which is your favourite. Don't forget about the hammered one, of course. And thank you for watching as always, and we'll see you next time for another Bits and Bobs video.